What's your Tyler's back? My SmackDown review for April 3rd? Yeah, April 3rd, 2026. And yeah, I mean, that first half of SmackDown, ugh. Just, ugh. But then the second half just got better, I felt. But yeah, it was in the Empress Center in St. Louis, Missouri. So there's that. We actually start with Randy Orton comes. And he talked about, he will have number 15. He planned it around his waist and all that. And then he said Cody Rhodes, whatever. He walked, crawled, carry, stretchered out of Vegas. Cody is going home empty handed. And then Stephanie was not lying when he told Cody that Cody could not beat him and all that. And then Cody comes out. He gets in the ring. Both men were with right hands. And then before I talk about the stupid reveal. I'm sorry, this is a stupid reveal. It's almost as dumb as Rikishi running over Stone Cold in 2000 and all that. I'll probably do No Mercy in 2000 in October. Randy Orton was getting this, like, calling somebody on the phone. I was like, who the hell could this be? And it was supposed to be Pat McAfee. I'm like, this is the best you could do. Seriously? Why? Anyway, I yeah, Rhea Ripley defeats Michin. This whole fucking build between Rhea and Jade sucks. And then Radio Sky comes in to save the day. Hey. 1 out of 5. That's all I have to say, really. Anyways, Matt Cardona is in the trainer. There's office and all that. And Aleister Black and Selena tells them he should have listened to them. And he said Orton did not change and all that. So a match between them later in the show and all that. Uncle Howdy defeats Tama Tonga. Uncle Howdy guys, Tama Tonga just took the lantern away from Soul and gave it back to Uncle Howdy. So thank you for that, and thank God, hallelujah, there was no beatdown afterwards, and the White Six got their lantern back. Can we please, for the love of God, just end this feud already? The match was decent. I give it a 2 out of 5 and all that. They're teasing Tomatona breaking away from the MFTs, not Y6, MFTs. You might as well at this point, because who cares about the MFTs and all that? Anyways, Kid Wilson with the Miz, and Kid tells him he's worried about the curse, and Miz tells him there's no curse! And all that. And then R-Truth tells them they are looking for memberships to join the new Judgment Day and all that. Oh my god. This is a tag time match later on. Danny Priest was happy about that. That was like later on the show and all that. And then Danhausen was there also. We'll get to that whole thing. It was fucking hilarious. She got a video package. He talks about, he's all gas, no brakes, and all that. Talk about the unsafe between him and Drew. Anyways, then Sami Zayn's backstage with Nick Aldis, and then Trick Will's music hits, and then honestly, this just so lame, really. It's set up a rematch between Sami and Carmelo Hayes later in the show and all that. Anyways. That's literally all I have to say, really. Anyways, Aleister Black defeats Matt Cardona. It was mostly just a beatdown, really. That's it. Moving on. It was mostly just a squash fest. Bill and Larry getting confused about what's going to happen. And then Gargano and Archer was backstage with Gargano and Candice, and Truth says he thought he was dead, and Candice tells him he is alive and all that. Also, R-Truth says it's easy because Asuka cursed them. First off, Asuka's a woman and she's Japanese. Oh my god. And there's another video of Drew and all that. Yeah. God. Anyways, then Charlotte and Alexa Bliss defeats Bayley and Lyra Valkyria. Honestly, was the best match on this show. And yeah. There's that. 3 out of 5 will give this match. And then Lash and Nia comes in and attacks them both. Anyways, then Miz and Kid Wilson are backstage, and then Danhausen says, if something says curse, Miz says, no, he asked Danhausen, what is he holding and all that, and then Danhausen says, if he does come out, he uncursed them and all that. We get to this match. I'm not fucking kidding you. This was the funniest shit in this. Dan Priest and R-Truth defeat Kid Wilson and The Miz. Who cares about the match? At the end of it, Danhausen wants to tag The Miz. Miz says, go away! And then R-Truth tags him, and then you can't make this up. Danhausen, you are cursed, but Miz pulls the referee. He was getting that. And then Miz hits R-Truth with the skull crushing finale. 1, 2. The referee stopped him because he got cursed, god damn it. For a second I thought, oh, he's pulling a Nick Patrick and all that. But no, he was getting that oh my fucking god. Oh my god. I can't. This is so fucking hilarious. Pretexting himself a having 1, 2, 3. What the fuck, man? What the fuck, man? I give it a 2.5 for the funniest of it. Oh my god! Anyways. I can't help but... Cody Rhodes comes in and hits the crossbow on Kid Wilson and all that. And says, calling him a surprise, Orton was talking to Pat McAfee on the phone. That's like Scott Hall and Kevin Nash bringing in Disco Inferno as the third man in place of Hulk Hogan. The mention of Disco Inferno, and all I have to say is, fuck Disco Inferno. I mean, he didn't appear and all that, but still. But yeah. Can Danhausen curse Gunther? And have him lose at WrestleMania also? Anyways, the main event, Sami Zayn defeating Carmelo Hayes. It was just a decent match, but I could not focus on this match because of Danhausen cursing the referee. Poor Dan Engler, who got cursed. Anyways, it was just whatever. And then Trick Williams attacks him at the end, and that's how SmackDown ended. It was kind of a weak main event. I give it a 2 out of 5. I'll be generous to a 2 out of 5. So, yeah, SmackDown just, it was what it was, but I give it a C plus because I think it was a little better than last week's, but there's that. Episode 12 of United, the fallout from Night of Glory and all that. And then, I don't know what I'm going to do on Sunday, really. I'll just take a Easter break and all that. So there's that. I'll do Raw on Monday, and there's that. So yeah, like this video, come below, subscribe to this and notification bell as well as my Center Channel Tales review, so you'll see next Thursday will be the second WrestleMania review will be WrestleMania 22, and you always know about that there. Bye bye.